Welcome to the Art of Vibrancy podcast. It's a place where inspired experts distill their brilliance down into simple, practical advice that you can use right away. It's 8 minutes, it's 4 questions, and it's one practical piece of advice that you can put into use today. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Art of Vibrancy podcast. Today we've got a real treat for you, all the way from Italy. Please welcome to the show, Carol Dianca. Carol, how are you today? Tell our audience where you're from.
Great, thank you. It's good to be here.
Good. And where are you from, Carol?
Chicago. I'm hailing from Chicago. It's a beautiful spring day too, so we're happy here.
Lovely
today.
In Chicago, yeah. But where are you from originally? Where's your family from?
My family of origin is from Naples, Napoli, Italy.
My
beautiful
favorite
place in the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, my favorite city. We could talk about this. Anyway, let me just tell our audience a little bit about you, Carol. Carol Dianca is a board-certified licensed dietitian nutritionist. She's a best-selling author, public speaker, founder of the Nutritionist Kitchen, and host of an annual lifestyle and wellness excursion to Italy, which I've read about on your website, and it looks absolutely delightful, Carol. Can I book on it? Can I come on your next trip to Italy?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's full for September, but next one,
maybe
I'll sign
next
you right
year.
up.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so brilliant. I recommend. I'll put the website at the link in here, and I recommend people have a look at it because it looks so brilliant. Anyway, you know the score, Carol. It's 4 questions in 8 minutes, and your time, Carol, starts now. So, what, in your experience, is the biggest problem that people face as they age with regard to staying healthy, well, and positive?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is more mental than physical. I think there's a lack of recognition as to how much our lifestyle and our diet has changed just over maybe the last couple of decades of their lives. And I see it in my practice when speaking with people, and they're frustrated. They say what used to work doesn't work at all, and I just don't feel the same, and I don't know where to start. But really, and I like to defocus on age somewhat, because these conditions are not just because of age. It's because of the subtle changes that have happened with our food over the last 25 years and our lifestyle that we adapt to, and then we don't realize the toll that it's taking on our lives, such as eating out more in restaurants, or making it more of a daily habit for some people, or just being less active over the years, and how our food supply, just even going to the grocery store, all the myriad of choices that we have, and most of it is just marketed with some very slick marketing that it really isn't good for us. So once people have that time to reflect and revitalize their recognition of what has happened, then the lifestyle and dietary modifications become quite easy. But it's frustrating until that point, it seems.
Right. So we're overwhelmed with things in the supermarket which are marketed to us as healthy and organic and this, that, but it's not necessarily, is it? It's we're being fooled, I think. Yeah.
We're just overwhelmed, and I think not even realizing we're overwhelmed, just making these subtle changes.
Yeah.
Our diet and lifestyle in the world has changed more in the last 100 years than the last 10,000 years. Wow. And we still have the same genetic makeup. Yeah. And so we have to really put our head back into the game, so to speak, and then think about what we can do to reverse this trend.
Right. I love that.
So I think that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah, I like that. Well, that's the next question. What are the common mistakes that people have and that they make when they're trying to solve that problem? So they know about it. what mistakes do they make?
Yeah, I think the common mistakes also are connected to misconceptions about health and wellness in general. I have many people come to me and say, well, it's just my age, I'm just getting older. I guess I have to live with this. Or the feeling that they have no control over their health any longer, that they have to, like the doctor maybe can solve it with a prescription or treat a symptom, or they have to go somewhere else. And we have a lot more control, over our health and wellness, beginning again with our mental, abilities. And then one of the saddest misconception that I hear in my practice is people will say, well, it's just in my genes. It's just genetic. My mother had this, or my father, or my uncle. And so now I'm going to have it. And it's proven. It's proven with good, solid research that about 25% of disease is due to genetics, and 75% of disease is due to lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, they like to say genetics loads the gun and lifestyle pulls the trigger. So we can just succumb to our genes and let them play out, or we can work with our genes through our lifestyle and how we eat. And that is a major, if it could just get that, again, that mental feeling and understanding about the difference between genetics and our health. And then I think one of the biggest mistakes is just listening to the news and just falling prey to I call it white noise that's out there, and they're just news stories. It's maybe one line out of a research project. And sometimes I'll go back to these research studies that are being cited in the media, and I'll take a look at them, and they're funded by the wine industry, or they're funded by some candy company, and then we take it as real. So that's
I get all of those things. That's fascinating. You should say that. I love what you said. What is it? Genetics loads the gun, and then lifestyle pulls the trigger. I love that. I'm going to quote that from you. Anyway, how are we doing? We've got 2.5 minutes left. We're doing great here, Carol.
Okay, good.
Question number 3. What's the number one tip that you could give to our audience to help them today? So a tangible, specific action that they could actually implement right away after this podcast today.
Well, I think one tangible action that they can do, which I was just talking about, so it kind of flows together, is not listen to the white noise on the news, to make sure that they just tune that out. And then to just give some thought to how their lives have changed. Are they more sedentary? Could they take a walk once a day? Could they go even 10 minutes a day to take a walk? Or to eliminate foods in a box, foods that have been processed. I usually tell my clients to buy foods without a label. There was a time not too long ago in our history, there were no labels on foods. And once you start having to read labels, then you're talking about ingesting processed food. So just stay in the produce department, get a couple of recipes, crowd out some of the things that most everyone knows, some of the things they need to eliminate. So start there, and then invest in yourself and get some help for the rest of it. But if you're drinking too much soda or soda at all, or eating too much processed food, those are good things to just eliminate right away.
Yeah, I like that. I tell my clients, make sure it's from the farm, not the factory.
Yeah, make sure it's from the right plant, not a manufacturing plant.
I like that one as well. I'm going to use that. I love that. Yeah. Right. Great. We've got a minute left. So what free resource would you like to share with our audience today, Carol?
So quickly I could share 2. One is that if they go to my website, there is a drop-down box. You can sign in and get a little recipe book with some delicious, healthful snacks and desserts, and even one for an Italian gnocchi made with butternut squash. And then the other thing is I'd like to offer the audience for listening to me today my course, which I will make available free on olive oil, because olive oil is an ingredient that seems to be used ubiquitously throughout kitchens everywhere, but we don't realize that there's a wide range of quality in olive oil, and some of it is better for you than others. And what you want is an olive oil that will offer polyphenols that have antioxidants. And I even have a checklist at the end of my course that you could print off and take to the grocery store to make sure you're buying an olive oil that is producing some health. Because again, this marketing about heart healthy olive oil is just white noise, because it's not all heart healthy. So that's a great little course, and I'll just make it available for a few weeks after this gets posted as free for whomever listens to this podcast.
Right. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, fantastic, Carol. I'll make sure that we'll put the link underneath, but just say what's your website address? Say it on now, and then people can hear it.
Oh, sure. My website's Whole Health Longevity, all one word. It's www.wholehealthlongevity.com. And then everything with recipes and blogs is all right there.
Lovely. Well, we went just slightly over the 8 minutes, but that was absolutely fascinating. I didn't want to stop you. It was brilliant. And I love the idea of you very kindly making that course on olive oil free of charge. I think
it's an online course, and oh, good. Once it's downloaded, you could listen to it. You don't have to listen to it all at once or as many times as you want. So it's about 20 minutes long.
Right. Well, I'm definitely going to go for that as well, and I'll appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Good.
Okay. On behalf of our listeners, Carol, thank you so much, and they'll come to your website, I'm sure, and I hope we'll see you again very soon. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for checking out the Art of Vibrancy podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes, subscribe, rate us, and leave a review, and I'll love you forever. And if you'd like to try my energy boosting, inflammation busting, brain and body food breakfast, head over to www.breakfastofbrilliance.com and download the recipe today. See you soon. Bye.